Besamikum yana say muma. I promise money across. Yeah, me rawo. That is me rawo. Yeah. Masem yeah. No question ni panem penika. Ye wani tua na okwamu po wanyi ntumuda. Aba onya memra na fe ya swatwene na ya dane ye ni so nyansafo na ye ebu nipa ye ni mani wo ye ni mferie ye fe ni die wo nti ato se ye obedi obi hu adanse kumu anya nipa ni mfeva teche madane bosha hodo so ni nyina onteda onya me achidifo no po ne mane ye ya efi se wonyina nim se da che obebu akonta enso trust sem na so kwate ni nika ni ebubu so ni anonte oyo jiji sika se nyame ma Peter Chedia was I here the check one. Tiba the 10 as well manage consultation number. Yes, Christo Baco, Draco Prono Baco, a bad just getting the more that be where the differ. When we are minipa, Proyani Pidipa, and Tidabi our carry him Trenya Mesompa. Charlie, it's not funny anymore. No, some other believers even declare holy war. But I beg Charlie, tell me what be holy about this war. And then Nipa Mojana Debia, what more? Any brana say akuma ni bana fono brana besamikum yana say muma I promise money across Yes, my benya safonya na montete ni esumano Papa sobo madie senu nemu mye die fatano Ene wo sabeko wano ednade wo na fano Amanyo se mi ejuma mu mpodi nyina ye kanana no Ye dia fobia tu ye tim propaganda no Omampeli fosi no kweti asidi ama omamma no Ene wo kire die to kwanda nso ye ne emo ye danta no Di obenya kukodu aka no na ya bona no Adamu die ne buapayo ahusenti na wayo Di papa na wanye no ye bone man Say, as no one no cred, no me no cred. Ye just have no hunter, and you who the poor messy bread. And I didn't go to cranny, I feel I shepherd. Or mine, I didn't go be see it. I to nip and bread. Yeah, bread. I to pray me now, yeah, go to the year tread. Yeah, messy cat, yeah, him not die, yeah, no done bread. Yes, see, go to a man, son of me and so. And so nipa that's a nico, na he cocaine. If you have to say, me no gidi and go one song. Only one yard, I then I'll be for one whole time. Trust have no say, no make kind of friend, but they say papa. Ne papa say, but they find your mental chacha. Maybe I see them for me.
Country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
See, I don't like people like you. I hate greedy people like you. Where are Smalley? Come here. See these little boys? The only power they have against people like you is this. And they will come after you one day. They will come after you. If you were doing your job, these boys won't be carrying this. Smalley, look me for face. General, they tell you, say one day you go be something. You go be big man. Cock that gun, make her hear. Thank you. When you sabi use them, then go respect you. Because now your money, then take they do all the madness within the do. Go do your work. Let it go.
Sa huma da manimi ma menka ade kakra bi nkyerɛw. Wose reputation is the cornerstone of power. Enipa din ekita na wablenya hard won or hard earned reputation wanya no eno ne wo power. Oh yes. It reputation na ma wonya wo power. Through reputation alone you can intimidate and win. Once it slips you are vulnerable and you will be attacked on all sides. To wani mo nya mo ekita no enam kwa bi so na firi wo nsa se boom wawie. Afeni pa betwetwe wo se ne yetwetwe ade no. Mikita mani mo nyam ma bre na manya. Make your reputation unassailable. Emma will be kwa mane mese wani mo nyam. Always be alert to potential attacks and stop them before they happen. Make your reputation unassailable. Emma will be kwa mane mese wani mo nyam. Always be alert to potential attacks and stop them before they happen.
Oh, they want no fire, who? What to yem rade? It's a yem out to me. Oh, may you be a dead. Ya brabo be ye fe. Nenupe, no ma ya pabe. Ye be ya pro yama ya kwabe. Papa was he council, he made him. Oko Jesse Chana wa Brian Ponyono. A memo bonny as he conto bohini. You who fit tempo, I say coco. Ona wo beka semino ya sha won funu muma. Timma move for na ye pray. Dollar bako, see the timinto. Drop wire day, drive timinto. 24 pounds so I won't timinko. Kakroye bedi so boys a timinto. Kenya sampi na manmo. Kwesi, ya re hunyum bina hashe makume mu mama. Ye. Enyo do hunyum na mitwo. Kwesi, ya re hunyum bina hashe makume muma. Da.
Ye, kata tu she, any broye. Umrebe so ye betu usia by re. Mudi ye din, kwa jebesia. Na mone mabusia fu abeche.
Ye kwa no nya wose ye ka na enye. Ma ye ka ne ya wose kwada no nsuya de ye. Enti wo refi se suku dan no ebubu. Yeah. You belly fool where they kill you. So corruption and dirty games. And my own refi se emri in kafo. Yeah. Now we say what ya swap for. Ebu what ya candy need ya na what's it for. But since the day you can hold rumble, who soon you will buy a bear settle. And you don't who you na me too. Ara who you be no share. Mama. Yeah. Yeah, to you. Yeah, that will come. The drop one, grab and team in top. Yeah, yes, you could so yeah, you man yo. Can I number Sabasa? Baby, say you shoot yo. Here I go. Tantini and team in the war. Oh, man, peppy be a yeah. I'm right here, yeah.
You and I'm not of me, Chami, I'm from Mr. Arca, and a 5th day of March 2024, exactly, I think 1:22 p.m. East Coast over here in T. Mechecha Moina, Mamma, Joe, Mamma, Mamma, Chin. If you are suffering, BBR, Oshem at this moment, you know. Amy say I was supposed to be live earlier, but I think we are just about late. And I was about 12 o'clock, but due to certain circumstances beyond my control, just pardon me for that. Very, very important because it's because of you we are sitting here today. Yeah, Baba Chuchun Komoka Caribbean man Afa or my Ghana home, the teacher, LGBTQ and our homosexuality bill. Ya pass wa Ghana, Akofa and Sembi Briabano. I was say yes, you be come some kakra. You know, we have to discuss about it a little bit to our best of knowledge. Very, very important. To say the Munimo Hano, we talk based on Even though we are not lawyers, but we are students of the law. So we talk based on the constitution and relevant provisions of, I mean, the laws in Ghana. No, enti eno ana yebeba bedi ho dwuma. Very very important because a lot of people are just confused about the ongoing hustle and tussle, the shenanigans, and I mean, can say the gerrymandering, Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and Dr. Amin Adam, the current finance minister. They are trying to play with Ghanaians about LGBTQ now. Omo person omo try say omo sika omo die wuo. I mean, krono omubo or my Ghana no, more important to them than the values are. Yeah, try say be protected, and I say the values are your cultural system, the constitution, protected. And it is a who say be an ignorant person who is also tribalistic as such. A so camera no work can see muna. Arrogance, any ignorance, any word display. So for a person to tell you, say they are doing politics, they are concerned about the economy, they are not concerned, and I said they are not talking based on our moral values. The person is one ignorant follower. He doesn't understand. The funny thing is, people, not all of us who own our cameras are smart. Not all of us who own cameras are literate. Not all of us who own our cameras are educated. And then not all of us who own cameras are honest to ourselves, more or less to be honest to Ghanaians. And I said not to talk of being honest to Ghanaians. Munche no so mame pa. Forget say obi shot camera no yes me NDC na me MPP ni ana me northern ana me southern ana say me te brofu we want te brofa na will be abon. Forget about that. Just focus on what the message the person is trying to channel out. And when obi mu say the pakono wonim de okana say sebi Jimmy na wo display ama amanfo hu say Jimmy na wo Jimmy enti mo hye eno nso enye obi a wo so camera wonya numbers and che say the person is making sense and enye obi a de bia wo so camera all the time and che say the person has something important to discuss with you obi oho the person Minkan is saying for a lack of a better word, the person is an attention seeker. Ne bro of we histrionic personality. Obi oho was suffer from histrionic disorder. Will pay attention. So sometimes if you don't pay attention to those differences, you might think say the frequency at which people on their camera and the say the pakrono enim di can there be bebre no. Majority of them, they know what they are doing, they know what they are about, but a good number of them too, they don't know what they are about. Most of the time, say they are coming to, they are not criticizing whatever the person has discussed, but rather they are coming to attack the person. So some said the person and those kind of people, they tend to forget about the message and focus on the messenger. And those are the people are omunim bibiao omunim she, but they always act as if they know, but all the time they go beneath the foot of other people to learn. But as instead ombe bro moase no majetum say ade no omunim na emom afe no musua no, they will come out and portray as if say or act as if say they know what they are saying. We are going to discuss this issue intensively or extensively. Said the beya ye beti nyome bi say Akufo-Addo I can be I mean say one sign and stuff like that. In a bit, we are going to go through that and see what the law says, the point of the law. Enti na make us say ahanu yaba. Most of the times, we are serious. We are coming to discuss Ghana. It's all about the law. It's all about the relevant provisions. Yembe dia grow ha. Yembe attack you be personality. Just that in the Kurano hit one, you will say you attack you. Into idea and so mention in some mame pa. So without much ado, Abdurrahman, Stephen Kofi Aful, and Chum Oscar are all watching me on Facebook. Mame share. Mahun say Adiza Umar, welcome online. Akosuya Frema, Alex Mensa, Hajia Diamond, Mudalis Yusuf. You are also watching me. Ayere Kolo, Paul, Ayerukolo Paul, you are also watching me. Suwe Mariama Mohammed, Rabi Musa, Junior Chota, all the way in France. Mahum Haj Abdul Wuda in Saudi Arabia. Nuruddin Mohammed in Statala, US. Nuruddin Zakaria on YouTube in Columbus, Ohio. Mahum a lot of people. Kevin Okobedu Taylor also Mahum Waha. Boss, thank you very much, and thanks for doing the watching. All the ghost team we na ichechiamo. Ghana for Edian Edimiaba. Very, very important, as I said, before that, I think we are all here to rescue the nation. Muma Yeti Mustafa Hamid.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country. As a Ghanaian, we need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
We shall rescue our country. Very, very important. Ghana for, I hope say Mutimin Kapa Maminshe. Very, very important. Ghana for, I hope say Mutimin Kapa Maminshe. Okay, so I think everything is okay. As I said, the topic is very clear and simple. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Amin Adam Mohammed, the current finance minister, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, they have traded our dignity, our moral values for a paltry $3.8 billion in 6 years. So, on the altar of a paltry $6 million, Oma betray Ghana. They are going, in fact, they are even going against the constitution. And that is what we are here to do. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, say, Mr. Atakaba, yebe judgem, yebe nya abotre, yebe explaining in details, no obia sanity. So I hope say the ignorance ones, they are also here. They will watch, they will learn. After the program, they will come and claim as if say omuna akoye omo research. Meanwhile, they are coming to repeat exactly what we are going to say here. And no, omo hallmark, we know already. Ghana for. Yes, sorry, yeah. Let me go this way. Metromo, there be a C. It happened to me 28 February 2024. Yeah, last week, yeah, a similar issue about this way. Bibi etold me intimate metromo Bibi. Mon country Sam George say, okay, I will contact Sam George. More evidence I made man, but for now, no, I cannot put it out. But I will speak to it. But for now, I will not put it. But Sam George, they met me their man. No, they can't fold that the false, no. Now they are making cogent arguments in Ghana. Because the issue is still pending. I don't know. ABA me the chere and I'm making a public the document ABA na could jeopardize. I don't know. Minim. Because a nyoma way ye no omo hweye, they watch us and we know. Let me take you slowly. Where a be a for several, on several occasions. But a good say ye build upon that bium. Say the beya obia beti bibiase. So we share Ghana emra poni mo a ye friend the constitution. Ghana constitution no, there is no ambiguity. There be. Ena so utie omo the framers of the constitution na omo say when you read the constitution, the way you will be understanding your first impression will be about the understanding of the letters, that is the intention for which they wrote that particular statement and our provision. And it's a who read the constitution now catch us say Mr. Article is going to prepare Banku on Wednesday. That is what it means. Men koye wajin so oh there is a spirit of the letter. So maybe enye benku, maybe nko kwako prepare tuozafi ene be mistakenly no okochiro benku there be. So when you reading this because I say Mr. Article kwako ye benku on obe no benku on Wednesday no. That is exactly the intention of the framers of the Constitution. The propagators of the Trumu no, or more advocating for Trumu or my Ganim, Akufadu, Maurice Sample, Akoto Daddy of blessed memory. Yeah, Sheshe. Omuina ni omo muchika kahono. Most of the times, you know, omuya say the bill now ya passing, the private member bill now ya passing, it violates the Constitution. Omuka it violates the Constitution. They never state any part of the Constitution it violates. Omunchero. The Omuba can say it violates the Constitution. Woman can't say, oh, it violates this chapter, articles this, clause this. It violates this chapter, article this, clause. Woman can't just say, oh, it violates the Criminal Acts of Ghana 1960. It violates section 21, section 50, section 200. Woman can't. Nina say it violates the Constitution. The only part of the Constitution, a provision of the Constitution, omu making reference. Baby bakope. Chapter 5 of the Constitution, Fundamental Human Rights and Freedom, Article 17, Clause 1. 17.1. We are all equal before the law. And no. Oh, Constitution is say we are all equal before the law. Ma obi an discriminate. And no. Eho omo kanduru ha. Omo proceed biom. So all the time, no, yana ye yetima emufuo no, especially mebunu na ye nyiniba no. Because the majority of us don't really know much about the Constitution. In fact, even those who quote and unquote, almost omuna ako universities akesia, omobo degrees akesia, PhD, doctorate, omukra doctorates krano. 90% and 80% of them, they have never ever opened the Constitution. The few now might be, I can tell you, say, omun read even up to half of the Constitution. Omun read it. They don't know what is in the Constitution. So it is quick or it is easy for the propagators of Trumu to be able to convince you or convince those people say, oh, Constitution, Article chapter 5, Article 17 say you cannot discriminate against Ghanaians. We are all equal before the law. And say move the law way back, you are discriminating among different sections of the population and of Ghanaians. They stated there and they are proud. Say, they are making sense. Now look at what is going to happen. I'm going to take you systematically. Say the beya ebe follow. Now munsha dibiwa. The laws of Ghana, chapter 3, article 11. Maybe summarize it, keke. You can read it. So you can write the provisions down and read it because sad teachings we are here more than 20 times ever hanum. So Uri did the laws of Ghana at chapter 3 of the Constitution. Sorry, chapter 4. Uri did the laws of Ghana, chapter 4 of the Constitution now. Constitution ama ye inayati asiyese. Uba o my Ghana mua. Ye di emram yenu ene ye juma. Emra bako eye democracy. Emram yenu eye the customary laws are ewo my Ghana. Enu ne di juma o Ghana. So utsua Constitution now. O ma uti asiyese. Before say Constitution eba be ye mra in 1992 no. All the customary laws are ye practice of my Ghana. All the customary laws are ye practice of my Ghana muno. Are ye friendly to the existence of Ghanaians, The Constitution has not come to change it or to kick against it, but rather it has come to protect it. It's customary laws in the bini uba northerners and uba Christianity ya mamisha say with that uba a Christosumwa and also uba traditional believers they have their customs that govern their existence. Omugro bra, they believe in their ancestors. They don't believe in homosexuality. They believe in polygamy. Some enyomebia eye culturally related. A kaho and a defining who they are as traditional believers and an African traditional culture. So uba northerners mu any ikremusumwa before 1992 no. Na your culture any religious belief system a defining ye. Ebiye you can marry more than one as a Muslim. You can marry up to 4. But uko even northern culture enyen kremusuma you can marry more than necessary. Some people even have 10 wives, 12 wives. It conform with their way of living yet permissible in Ghana before 1992. Same way you will be ye friend or ye the way ye fro the way ye to your badin the way ye obiu ye sieno. These are all cultural belief system entangled with our religious belief system a defining yen as northerners and as Muslims. Same way uko Christianity any cancer and as I can say omo traditional believers ensa yen kremu fo a omo follow Christianity no. One, by religion no, it is forbidden, it is a taboo to practice homosexuality. Again, culturally no, omahim fufuo no teme ware dodo 10, 20. It is permissible in Ghana by their culture. Uye enu free wa. Omo the way omo celebrate omo afashe akoside homoho and I said those kind of cultural practices, you know, that is how I define who they are. So constitution realizes say this is the way of life of Ghanaians, the various sections of Ghanaians, i.e. the Muslims, the Christians, the traditional believers, both religiously and culturally, and I said by their tradition. It's a constitution being smart, you know. There is no way you can use democracy to change the way of life of people. There be. But you can use democracy to protect the way of life of people, for them to also welcome the democracy in a foreign, you know, into their way of life. So strategically, you know, that is why the white did. Enti emrofuno edia omudi ye no. Enti easy say ubeye wadwen say me the democracy ni protect your way of life. But won't be nya wadwen say wo the democracy ni ba be bo wo way of life ni na bo egu. Edin tokwa beba. Democracy and survival. So knowing this, you know, constitutional culture will say it has come to protect the customary lives. Bimana, and I say that which means they say it has come to protect the customary laws are humanly friendly to the way Ghanaians entirely live. It doesn't matter whether we are Krobo, we are Buzanga, we are Musi, we are Dagomba, we are Ahantai, it doesn't matter. So far as I say all those cultural belief system, you know, customary laws so now govern woman, it is friendly to their various existence. Aside the protect woman, constitution is it has come to protect it. Et to ustedia, okacho say, usha baby a massacre ready now. Two no account about customary laws no. And a train will say, for the purpose of this article, customary law means the rules of law which by custom are applicable for a particular communities applicable to particular communities in Ghana. Bearing in mind by the framers of the constitution say different communities in Ghana have different way of life and different cultural practices and belief system. They put that in consideration and omuka say all the various customs now my Ghana are different traditions, different belief system, different group of people practicing it conform with them and it comes naturally. The constitution has come to protect it. Now let's move forward. I believe say you understand what I mean. Now Munsha Debiwaha. Just a minute. Just a minute. A very, very important say yes, I exercise we say the bear say the bear ye na ye beti nyome bia se quick. Say the bear in a beti nyome bia se quick. We have 1 minute, me pa mo chow. 1 minute. 1 minute. A very, very important say ye beti nyome bia say yes idea. Ye rush through at the end of the day we are not going to achieve the purpose of this sitting. Into munya abutre mami. I don't want to be rushing through. I want to make sure say ye ina ya tinyoma na si easy. Na ochire bi no say obi begina no okeka brofa kese a catcher ne say Mr. Article took his time to go through the provisions no nti the wuka bi enu a it make sense to us. Eba. Okay. So ushe Moyabutre mami. Moyabutre. A very, very important say we do this exercise. I know say a tedious, but I mean muntine wa hanti Moyabutre. Okay. These are the two provisions I made chremo. Now the other ones in the year will rush through. But a hanuna discussion into Munyabutre. And the proponent of the omo propagate say yemo practice gay any homosexuality no. Adia omo ye nyina say they quickly run to seek refuge under this provision. Article 17. Omo ya omo say Article 17 clause 1 say we are all equal before the law. No omakacho say oh constitution no kra say you cannot discriminate because say obi the way obi etie ebia we kojo besia anyone where you cannot discriminate. No mo de eno abeto ama. So they take your mind from the actual meter and what's your focus. And this is where the meat is. When they speak about Article 17 clause 1 and 2, no majai. Now look at something here. The same Article 17 clause 4. Constitution they say nothing in this article shall prevent Parliament from enacting laws that are reasonably necessary to provide for the implementation of policies and programs aimed at addressing social, economic, or educational imbalance in the Ghanaian society. For they say, even though Article 17(1)(2)(3) say, untimin discriminate against obia or my Ghani, ye ina ye equal before the law. But because say, baby I will write no shas shas ye no, e wona obi de ND ye, baby I would ye ND ye no, e wona obi de so shas ye. Et the constitution they say, say you can say everybody is equal before the law. And untino, you cannot curtail certain practices ebetimi di basa yo and ebetimi asesa Ghana ye GDM any the way ye practice ye nyoma no na amaya be ye nipa fufuro instead of us being who we are, and yet, a constitutional right now, it has limits. And ya part of your constitutional right, nibi, and ya share your name will see for our parliamentarians say they have the right to curtail your fundamental human rights and freedom. And into constitution, they say nothing in this constitution prevent parliament from enacting laws. So parliament will say ya shall see a practice in your media a alien to us. A yadebia a yafufro cry a society ye tibia sisa the way I was say ye tina as nipa e my ganim and I say sisa the way I was say ye bobra I mean culturally dia constitution no ama parliament kwan say omobetima I enact policies and laws no ma prevent it sa believe and I say sa alien culture na ye pese practice no. And in this case, even though we are not supposed to discriminate against one another and we are all equal before the law, but constitution they say when it comes to our social lives, which entails this trumui, when it comes to our social lives, which entails our customary belief system, Article 11, constitution they say parliament who can say will pass him no because the way it has created a lacuna or bibetimia found adibone. It is a parliament in a said there be window be a ba or bibetimia found I introduce a you may be a fato anymore. Parliament who can so pass him and it is not against the constitution because constitution is a parliament ebetima pass him for the purpose of protecting our social life. Sa turumui are part of our social lives. So the proponent of LGBTQ we are all equal before the law. Article 17 clause 1, 17 clause 2. You cannot discriminate among Ghanaians based on their gender, race, geographical location, then. Omuka Article 17 clause 1 clause 2. Omabo mu modi move a step further clause 3 no masi omagina. Omu who said there be clause 4 no say even though we cannot discriminate and we are all equal before the law no. Constitution is a parliament essence say part of our social life is being infringed upon by foreign indoctrination. Parliament who kwan so pass mra no was stop no. And this foreign indoctrination your friend turumu na omode ba my Ghana no. Parliament will say it is alien to us and a idea eba be say ya mamre ni ya mane any the way of living and the way of life of Ghanaians constitution say parliament me pass mra stop no. So those now say they are going to take the issue to court, Supreme Court, for the Supreme Court to determine the constitutionality or otherwise of the bill. They are sick in the head. They don't understand. So we are waiting to hear what the Supreme Court is going to say. But I know in my deepest heart say the Supreme Court is going to uphold the decision of Parliament. Because Parliament and make him the Supreme Court only interprets laws. They don't make laws. Eti way debia I was say Ghana for a koya dream. Over constitution the duties of parliament is to make policies and laws. Uko Ghana constitution judiciary what they do ni say they interpret laws. They don't make laws. Into the parliament it is in line with the provision of the constitution. They are protecting our social life. It is not against the constitution. It will not preempt it. It is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional. Who are you to determine the constitutionality or otherwise of a bill or law passed by parliament. But this is what they do. No more they share among for no more brainwash you. So before the issue never call Supreme Court to Kurano, maybe a 2 month for be say, oh, at the end of Kurano and your constitutional. The constitution is against it doesn't fall in line with the constitution. Which part of the constitution that bill never violate here? They cannot tell you. Or more or more no makacho say Article 17 clause 1. Or move a step further, clause 2. Then you refuse to say clause 4 now. Constitution says parliament will say something is affecting our social life regardless of the provision in 17.1.2. Parliament ne bet ma passe mra no mu de sisa de no ho kwan eno na parliament aye. Now let's move forward. I believe so you are understanding what we are doing here. 26 General Fundamental Human Rights and Freedom 26.2 may the more systematically and sana ya jump into what is happening now. Because I want to debunk that claim, say, unconstitutional. It doesn't follow the constitution. It is against human rights. They don't even know what they are saying. Most of them, you're from doctorate. Most of them, they are professors, but they are ignorant. They don't understand the constitution. They have not read it. You don't read the constitution in bits. You read it as a whole and understand it as a whole. And provision. You lie back to come and say Machantro and I misinterpreted the constitution because all the time I avert my mind from Article 1 to Article 299 of the constitution. So all the time meaning say adewe ya making constitution I have supporting documents I made the support to Article 1 na me kan and Article 5 na me kan because I've covered the constitution front and back and him say even though clause 1 say but ukwano ko do clause 63 and also can be say. So when you link the two this is what it means. But because the emotions and approaching this issue of turumu homosexuality so they misquote and misinterpret the constitution. Article 26 was say all customary practices are dehumanizing or are injurious to the physical and mental well-being of a person are prohibited. My example. Before the coming into force of the constitution, back in the days, they practice female genital mutilation. They grow bra. They enyama baku mienu miense biya. Na obidi boni ya ye twanesu sanyoma ni ina no it is considered as say utwa oba tedua ana utwa oba ni kletina utwa you have dehumanized it because when the feelings be ebio when you atinka be ebio tieni so obi any oba bi ni be ma bi eko form hu onwure mu a ye frɛ no pardon my tree ye frɛ no ahantwe. Hey, tree, Mr. Frempo. So, baby, the baby koda abra omu ware ye na ye tu omu a. Ye tu omu in the course of say ye tu omu no. What me kan nipa krono wewu. Obi nipa krokra timi kono jata bi achi na we. I said you have sentenced the person to death. I said ye punishment now we punishing nipa krono. It doesn't conform with democracy, Mamin Fantosa. And those kind of practices, because we were adopting and accepting to practice democracy, your bossa practices new guye because we consider it as being injurious, and I say it dehumanizes a person. A say of fapim, a gu animase, etimi a result to manipe wu ehwere ne nkwa eno nti sa practice ni na no ya bo egu enti in this case se bema ya wo ne te se me a metiwe megina we ya metuwe ya meto dendenden a meninu fui se me kɔ na ye project ye wo me sampanie bi na ye no fo mame na ye to mame na ye lipstick big fat one e mame na ye twa me tedua na ye tutokoro a ye ndi humanizing me. Is this not common sense? Is this not already in the constitution? Anyhow, why are they not saying the constitution is violating fundamental human rights and freedom of people? Sa dey we any constitution ni. Se oba na adwen se we ye bema na wokọ na etwa ne nufo na wokoto roba e de hye na se na wo de fa ne yonko ba. Doesn't it dehumanize the person? One will say aponche ba ni aponche bema aponche ba mienu da na aponche mema mienu da. One who be that. So these are some of the things it doesn't make sense. It dehumanizes you. It is already in the constitution. UN, any the European Union, any the American ambassador to Ghana, any the so-called proponent of LGBTQ, any the so-called Amnesty International. Omunko si eni mu ni omunhwehwe eni mu amudi to my Ghana no. Omanko Supreme Court anko gisa interpretation way and repeal ama ye free constitution ni. It has been with us and it is still with us. Now, look at something here. I hope so you are understanding. Chapter 6. Directive principle of state politics. Directive principle of state policy. Political objective. Article 39. Subject to clause 2 of this article, the state shall take steps to encourage the integration of appropriate, the word underline, appropriate customary values into the fabric of national life through formal and informal education and the conscious introduction of cultural dimensions to relevant aspects. The underlining word here is relevant aspects of national planning. The person showing and say, way it is dealing with our customary practices and way of life. It is constitution. I watch will say Ghana buying Ghana as crow. Obebo ne ho modien bi na wode akonya ana emra ato na wa promote ana say na wa bodewuro a promote say chokosifo any buzangafo betimi interrelate gafo any ewefo be interrelate fantefo any yolofo ebetimi interrelate. We will coexist even though there were different cultural differences. So cultural and customary tolerance and aha ochrew enti aha no what you say appropriate customary means enyoma ye o my ganim appropriate to us. We have about 150 cultures in Ghana. Emudianyi na accept homosexuality and turumu. We have over 70 say 80 languages in Ghana. Emudianyi ena India womu accept turumu and homosexuality. Emudianyi na ebetime edi homosexuality no ebe kwa akoshe womu appropriate customary values. Emudianyi some professors any doctors any so-called lawyers who promote homosexuality almost you have this part of the constitution. Go to this part they don't, because jisika free amrofo and babe force kwasi adwuma wo abrochire to us. I will get there. Me hit now. And the constitution already have provisions. Same way, and it has been elaborated in Criminal Acts of Ghana 1960. I think section 29 of the Constitution. Of the Criminal Acts. Unnatural carnal knowledge. All those unnatural carnal knowledge provisions now already was Criminal Code of Ghana. No, a elaboration of these provisions because Constitution cannot explain everything A to Z. Any book ni de ebe to say Ghana to Slovenia. There be 80 constitution, you know, gives you the bulletin. And the various laws, you know, and elaborating all this bulletin. Now, Shadi, I'm building my point on the customary, any the constitutionality of the bill now you're passing. No? It is a show be no cabro for no rattle and a constitution. It is against the fundamental human rights and freedom. A lie. Oh boy, oh deceive you. Bisani say which part of the constitution? Because Mr. Ataka betray all the provisions are protecting your customary belief system, any practices. Now, this is how it started. Parliament of Ghana and a passé last week Tuesday and a passé the proper sexual proper no efrio the bill LGBTQ bill homosexuality bill enti omo pass ye no ena the US ambassador to Ghana Virginia Palmer on Twitter and on Twitter say I am saddened because of the smartest, most creative, most decent people I know are LGBT. Well, no, ni personal view no. I say, oh my God, no. Nipa woni mo muso omuye smart. Nipa woni mo muso omuye creative. Omutimi eye nyoma, I mean business community no. No number one catch re say won nim say omuye gay for nipa omuye smart nipa omuye business minded people omu obi a ombetima be invest wo Ghana abuchire no no nim say omuye gay tieni. The bill parliament passed takes away not only their basic human rights but those of all Ghanaians because it undermines their constitutional rights to freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of the press. Emrana parliament apaseno. Etia Ghana for fan hudie a wamudi be express wo number 1. Etia Ghana for bebre fan hudie wamudi be associate wo number 2. Etia Ghana for fan hudie wamudi be den ye various press statement press no chapter 12 of the constitution, the fundamental rights of the press, the media, TV stations, ni radio stations no mubo de wuro no. Etia so omu constitutional fan hudie wono nenim ko se abewo twenkwan no wono ba betre ye constitution but because say 99.99% of Ghanaians are ignorant of the constitution into no ebema dimwits like this kind of people will come and be telling us our constitution today. And now me tie me ko school ha me asua Ghana America constitution emu ene ye di kire me most relevant portion of Ghana's constitution because it's not their duty and my professor it wasn't his duty to teach me about Ghana's constitution but me na me bisa no eno o take it time no explain nyoma bebre kire me. Even though I can interpret America's constitution because in quarter I have a limitation. Unlike Obia number 1, where you're American. Unlike Obia number 2, where you're lawyer. TNE. Me American. me I'm still a Ghanaian. Me timini America ni enkoye gidigidi ewa America court say me ba be kire no wono ni constitution, even though I have my limitation. Wono no number 1, we're just a mere ambassador to Ghana. Number 1. Number 2, when you're lawyer. Number 3, when you're lawyer Kurana, she has no jurisdiction to practice in Ghana. But wono propagate falsehood, because ebiane say me the constitutional provisions in abro. Me na me cancel statement we okromo anka ya chimetum. You know why? Ombeka say I'm misleading the public based on my ignorance, because enye medjuma. Wono na enye na djuma no by the mere fact say we broni, by the mere fact say we Americani, by the mere fact say we US ambassador to Ghana no, she is misinforming Ghanaians and everybody is quiet. Nobody is seeing her ass in Ghana. Because when new constitution, you know, and the relevant portions in Abra, no, the press, nobody is gagging or ganging to gag against the press. And now my fire saying check. People have to get that straight. Why is it that the press is not always discussing about money laundering, promoting money laundering? Because the government of Ghana, i.e. the parliament, has passed it into law. Anything that is forbidden in Ghana is not supposed to be discussed on camera, in public domain. Because Ebasana, you are indirectly psyching the minds of people to that thing, no? To the extent say among for be crab because try some beye. Identina media no enko discuss in promoting armed robbery, because there are laws outlaw, and I say a kick it forbids armed robbery. So you have no right as a media to come and sit there and be promoting armed robbery. I didn't in a media no, and say no mun promote rape, because rape is against the laws of Ghana. So the media cannot promote rape. So why would we pass a law to ban homosexuality, and you expect us to allow the media to promote homosexuality? On nkwasi enimu, and then wama mi hiti, because this topic, you know, is very dear to me. I take it personal. The media don't promote armed robbery. The media is not promoting what's the name? Prostitution. The media is not promoting murder. The media is not promoting rape. The media is not promoting incest, because they are all against the laws of the nation. Why is the media in America not promoting rape? Why is the media in America not promoting polygamy? Why is the media in America not promoting prostitution? Why is the media in America not promoting anti-robbery, money laundering? Because it is against the laws of America. Ghana, Jimmy, you are passing law against something, but we should allow the media to promote it. On question anymore. So this is how they are manipulating and fooling some of us. It will be bad for public order and public health. Bill na ya passing no, ebe create chaos. Bill na ya passing no, ebe create unhealthy existence among Ghanaians. Only Jimmy, I'm a demand among Fontias, you know. Turumu na ye di among for Turuma or Mutu air so to say Siona. America government cannot even fund their bills, their medical bills, you know. One no such an who catch says sad bill na ebe preventi say among for 2 best so Ghana no. It is against public health. Yena ye protecting public health, you know. Where you bruninti no. One no sound grofobia say I didn't move from my yam bisa more questions. Mum from a muntu na muma ya yenyo biana mumuye no. Moma yeyem bisa omo questions. American government today, they cannot fund turumu for more health. They can't. Very costly. Very costly. And now Mimini Ukase. I remember some years back. And a madam for be catch me so oh me tiri na asha say di me hwamono. Me nko mo ka ye mo friend Basil. They do hair restoration. Ti me ko ho na mo assess me. And I'm say they would budget $5,000 for the procedure. Let me say me. And I me say me name insurance kwa kasa. Me name insurance kwa kasa ye no. Omo ka tell me say cosmetics. So the insurance is not going to cover. But ena me ni uka say so u kwa bema kwa ye ni nufuwa. America insurance cover. Se oba kwa twa ni nufuwa. Insurance cover. Eno de nya cosmetics. You see the foolishness AC or we are suffering on foolishness AC. What to America? You are not advocating say the media should advocate for, and I say you are not fighting say the media should advocate for robbery. The media should advocate for rape. The media should advocate for money laundering. The media should advocate for murder because it's against your laws. But who be catch say yeah pass a law against murder, yeah, pass a law against homosexuality, it will impose health challenges to the people in Ghana. No, who catch say, and no, it's against public order and public health, and it's against press freedom because baby omudifa edinya obiano no. Oh, okay, mudia yate, but they find ways and means. No, mama, media ni bisika, na media no I shall say propagate. Before you realize, no, matima penetrating the youth, the generation to come. That is what they are trying to do. And we are waiting for the accent of the president. Here we are. After your energy ever for parliament. Amo NCCE, any whatever the relevant agencies, you know. All these Netflix cartoons now, muhima nkolashe, bema ne bema kisi, obano oba kisi cartoons now, mudi cycling kolano. They should take all those cartoons down. Because Chroma, that is how they started a beye law. Omudi share with cartoons. Enti Virginia Palmer said, Debbie, bill now move by passing, even though a worry to us, but they are worried to us. Pan say, okay, mu pass it do now. I didn't know ma media no propagate bohu deuru. I tried the you are. I try idea. Enra and I'm ready. And ready. Yes, say the finance ministry. The finance ministry. I advise say the president of the land say money sign bill no. And what is their reason? One more reason is say was sign bill now. Yeah, anticipate say yansabeka $3.8 billion be in the space of 6 years. 2024 to 2030. It was signed bill now. Sir, 6 billion now. Yebenya in the space of 6 years, you know, which means every year be $500 million. Every year, $500 million. So because of $500 million a year, which amounts to $6 billion which amounts to $3.8 billion in 6 years in Intino. Ma Akufo-Addo sign. Akufo-Addo. One man your culture, your belief system, your customary laws now constitution na media tell no. A protecting no, which the finance ministry, the Akufo-Addo, any Bawumia, omu ina share na constitution the protect no. Because of omu sika umbenyentino, the other relevant portion of the constitution no, which protecting customary rights, any customary practices no, and uyembongu. You see the foolishness of our politicians. The same constitution and a creative finance ministry, the same constitution and a creative the presidency, the same constitution and a protecting our customary laws. But Amin Hunter, the current finance minister, and Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia, I advise Akufo-Addo, and I'll give you the linkage. I advise Akufo-Addo say, man in sign, so what sign? Sikabina ye pese ye jidi wuno. Apart from a good day, bebrebe we ya nyankopo dia che asase ase no. Yensan kase sika no. Enti man in sign. Economic na some ignorant tribalistic individuals also come right say they are talking based on the economy no. Our constitution and a protecting economy no. The same constitution you know, and a protecting the customary practices and belief systems I work Ghana. It is also back to the laws of Article 3 of the Constitution. Me pamucho mi nyata mte mumbie mame. Oko Article 3 of the Constitution ya, defense of the Constitution ya. Clause 3, clause 4, clause 5. Say whether a person, I'm trying to paraphrase, whether a person or a group of persons come together to connive, to throw, to overthrow, to abrogate or suspend any part of this constitution to the extent of their overthrow, suspension or abrogation of that portion of the constitution, you know, if it is proven in the competent court of jurisdiction in Ghana, they have to be charged with treason. Article 3 of the Constitution, defense of the Constitution, yes, defense of the Constitution. Article 3, clause 3, 4, 5. 80 Constitution, they say what it says in it say nipa baako ana nipa mienu ana nipa duduo ebo mutrimu po say they are going to overthrow the Constitution and they are going to abrogate omo paper some part of the Constitution and they are going to suspend either the Constitution or part of the Constitution, you know. Now yet me prove say they are going to either abrogate, suspend or overthrow any part of the Constitution now in any court in Ghana. Yen charge you with treason. So here we are. Constitution no and I create the office of the presidency. Constitution no and I create government. Constitution no and I create economy. Constitution no and I create finance ministry. Now finance minister no in the economy no in the country no is advising the president to say even though constitution no na a protect ye na but yanka ya tirimumbom na yanto the customary practices na constitution ni protect no yanto ntwene yanyin free constitution ni for now yanto ntwene na yankoje sika bi ni na yanto ye cultural belief system and customary belief system onto ntwene na wanya ignorant tribalistic fellow won't name the difference between politics and won't name the difference between the law and won't name the difference between where it entails our fabrics of existence. Oh, the finance ministry is talking about the economy. What? Again, a creative economy, no? Is that not the Constitution? You see, these are the ignorant, confident tricksters we have on social media. They think they know nothing. You have no damn right to overthrow, abrogate, or suspend any portion of the constitution. And the presidency, parliament, judiciary, finance ministry, finance minister, economy, ni na customary belief system, ni na our constitution. Now what I say, because of economy, you know, who yi the customary practices in every constitution. Now what could this credit? You see how stupid they are. They don't know anything. They appear as if they know. They are very ignorant. Bunch of educated illiterates. Histrionic individuals are yenu omugu social media. Makachira mo enyo bia wo so camera de bia and I because say nipa kroni yetimission intino the person is making sense. Now I will come back to that topic again. Enti Dr. Bawumia TNA Dr. Bawumia advised the president through the finance minister Dr. Amin using the finance ministry to tell the president say men sign uko sanya ye ho betre ye tu be dead. You know why? Dr. Bawumia katre say we don't have to borrow. The money is here. The money is in Bank of Ghana. We don't have to borrow. So if today, because of borrowing, the president is going to sell our dignity to the dogs because of homosexuality, why not advise the president? TNA, that is where the trick is. Now, these ignorant individuals, can say, oh, Dr. Amin Adam, da men obaye, enye wanwa, eye ministry ni na aye, they are ignorant. They don't know what they are saying. As we speaking today, Dr. Amin Adam has resumed work. He was interviewed on PM Express last week Friday night. Mini time untia anka me fa video ni tremo, but me kwa yi video na be postu. Last week Friday night. Is it Friday or Thursday? PM Express, Evans Mensah, interview no. Dr. Amin Adam has resumed work. TMEA on Good Morning Ghana last Wednesday. MP for Kumasi, Kwabiri East. Is it Kwabiri South, North, East or North or West? Calling Sadumaku Mensah. Even though he has not been vetted, go on Metro TV, Good Morning Ghana, and listen to what he said about his current position. They have been briefed, even though they are waiting vetting, you know, because you cannot leave the office empty. They have been briefed. Because you are designated to Omwewie. So such a letter from the finance ministry would never be issued without the approval of the minister, because the minister is the head of the ministry. TNA, nobody in the ministry, the entire ministry, can never release this statement or such a statement without the knowledge of the current minister. And the minister has already informed Ghanaians and said he has been briefed. And he has, because Evans Mensah Ebisa no kra say, what they say amount for kra say he's still not in office because Ken Ofori-Atta is still running the show. And I say no, that's not true. Immediately after the release and at the pronouncement from the presidency, Ken Ofori-Atta vacated the premises. It is on PM Express. Mubana Mubekasa ignorantly, because you are confident tricksters. You don't know nothing. You don't bring facts. You don't show evidence. You don't tell people anything. Only gibberish, garbage. But you want people to stop whatever they are doing to come and watch you. And yet by force, I will find time to go on PM Express. Make chat Dr. Amin Adam interview now on Evans Mensah. Make try the abremo. I'll find time, even though I have to go out. But I'll find time and get it for you. Such an important advice from the finance ministry, just because because Dr. Amin Adam Anta recently, you know, he has no knowledge. A finance ministry, you know, nobody is in the capacity in the entire finance ministry would give the green light for such a directive to be issued without the knowledge of the minister. Even Sankawaye acting krana, he has to be briefed. He has to sanction. Say Matthias, even though I am acting, but Matthias say it is in line with the duties of my job. You know, let it go. Anti-Sananka, it is not in line with what he believes or the duty. In line with his duties, Anka he will stampede it. One man in Kwabonting. Because he is coming to take care of our finances, and we are talking about finances here. Seka wadibe rani economy no, and that is why I may avert your mind. They say the economy, the finance ministry, the finance minister, the president, the parliament, and all these people are enshrined in the constitution, and you cannot abrogate a portion of the constitution for your parochial interests. Now, let me show you something. And to those who don't know them, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, any Dr. Amin Adam, the current finance minister, Wamu and successfully, Omu Kachre Akufado say, men sign turumu emrana ya passe no. Because Usanya, me Bawumia and me Kachre Ghana for say, Sikani die ewo Bank of Ghana entino yanko bobusie bia ba miami yonko no ordinary se wa be finance minister sikani die bi ni ewo se okoboro wankoboro na ya nya bi amfa save amfa nya me campaigner ye tu betwi entina na akufa do mensan. That is the advice from Bawumia through the finance minister using the finance ministry to tell the president of the republic. Eti trumu na a finance ukasa atem for no majimi. They know mumma me akwawe video no. Mumma me akwawe video meba. Let me see if I can show you the video. They know say most of the ministers they are gays. They know and they are lesbians. Meba. Hopefully I will be able to see the video. Hopefully I'll be able to see the video. They know, say, most of the ministers, they are gays. Muka said it was in a vacuum. It is not in a vacuum. Enomuyi kenoforato. It is not in a vacuum. Omu said that omuyi kenoforata because they wanted to use the finance ministry to propagate because all the other ministries, you know, at this moment, we hear womu. Baby, money box. They have already lied to us, say they are building cathedral to honor their God. Kenoforata in the last budget reading statement in Parliament, say, Ochina 6 March, they will commission they will commission National Cathedral. I think some who video no. Let me see some match them video now. Enti Kenoforata, let me see if I will be able to show you the video. Enti Kenoforata are suspects, but in order not to make it obvious, so they sacrifice Kenoforata as a person, not the ministry, so that omudi another tenny, not in Abeba, for them to make Bawumia's point, and I said Bawumia's stands loud through the finance ministry. Say they support LGBTQ. I mean some video we. Very, very important. Say some video we. So they know what they are doing. Bawumiana Kenoforata no musesano no. O man sesane because say Mugana no musuo. There be. They didn't change him because Ghanaians are crying. Iba?
It was very reminiscent of the 70s during a champions time, which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that it was very reminiscent of the 70s during a champions time, which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that it was very reminiscent of the 70s during a champions time, which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that it was very reminiscent of the 70s during a champions time, which were really bad times.
Sir, this and other videos to be will tell you, say, most of the ministers, most of the MPs, are gay. But they don't want it to look obvious to you. Now they are using the finance ministry, but because say among for best suspect, a bit too obvious conflict of interest. May a finance minister me support to gay, me niye me display in the past, you know, also is trying to send some kind of communication to the public, you know. Let us sacrifice me. But rather, we can still use my office, my previous office, you know, to propagate idea a win here because you know, is a pay. And yet, Ghana for customs, you know, any belief system, any you be protected. TNE. Now look at what happened. These people, or maybe review, but you pass a bill, no? You pass a bill, no? And America for essay or me to qualify. As a mom can.
Could I take you to Africa for a few?
Yeah.
Ghana, I know there was a statement that you issued last night on the anti-LGBTQ bill. Just to follow up on that, if my understanding is that the president, Akufo-Addo, hasn't signed it yet, are there talks with Ghana trying to stop this from becoming law? And if it comes to fruition, is there a sense of what the repercussions, if any, could be in the U.S.?
So we have made very clear what our opinion is on that law. You can look at my statement yesterday, and we have made that clear in private conversations with the government of Ghana as well. I don't think I should get any more specific than that, but if this bill becomes law, it would certainly have a chilling effect on foreign investment and tourism in Ghana. You've seen that same chilling effect bear fruit in Uganda, which passed a very similar law in the past. And I can say that should the bill pass, it would potentially have ramifications on U.S. assistance in the country.
Sure. Just a couple more in Africa.
Yeah.
So you passed a bill in the last week. Emrofo we ya omenim akokwa we. Omo say Emrana ya pass o Ghana say yempe turumu o my Ghana mu no. Ebe ha yen economically now some ignorant individuals so camera say, oh, the finance ministry is concerned about the economy, but they are not averting their mind. They say economy no any finance ministry no any your customary belief system ni practicing now no, it is enshrined in the constitution and one does not go against the other no. Omo no ti wo catch re say yanto your cultural belief system ngu na yanjo turumu omo culture wo kromo ha, which is here against our constitution, so they don't give a heck about your constitution. And until no womo investments are womo ba be yo my Ghana mu no enya dia ebe haye womo nya maye because no omo de Uganda eye reference say munim say enche bia na Uganda e pass mra omo pass mra no omo de edi ye omo ntie say mra no omatwi bia san entie so Ghana e be affect here. And this is what pissed me off. Ono tini kurum. Okay? I don't blame them. Me blame mo. Me blame yem penimfo. Hwade wa. A man was jailed 10 years in America here. America how? Ya jail will be 10 years say. Wa worry more than one. ne yerenum ebru baako waware dodoɔ Utah yagye ni 10 years wanku nipo wankofa obi to amane to ansoso wankoye prostitution wanku nipa wono no woni capacity wono no woni sika wono no eye ne bra ne fundamental right say obetimi ni manu no atena ene wo ware dodoɔ America ban say the American government did not care about the fundamental right of that person. Was it because dodoɔ no agye tum say America dodoɔ agye tum say aware dodoɔ wo mumpe enti o maye mra against aware dodoɔ enti no so wono aye asoɔden no akɔware dodoɔ dia wonko dem mfie du ye Ghana no dodoɔ no CDC survey omoye nan say 98% of Ghanaians are against LGBTQ. Dodoɔ no against 2% no about 1.4% esi omo enfa omo ho about 1.6% esi enfa omo ho about 0.6% and they lean towards homosexuality 98% plus 1.4% now we can also because we are floating about 99.4% now almost LGBTQ no it conform with the constitution no America for so be punish America we be free magana enye yempeni mfo no muye sebi omu nim nyansa America we be free amayeda on the order of $20 million and the Omaji Terminal 2. And the American soldier eba Ghana obe kunipa obi antimi ntintum. What the car ebe say obi fie, what the ammo car ebe say obi dan wa Ghana obi antimi ntintum. Obe repu akwala akura keto wa Ghana, untimi jelin wa Ghana, untimi train wa Ghana because of $20 million. Sikane ewa hin. Sa $20 million na Akufo-Addo Bawumia eji sikanu ediye no eton ye ediye Ghana Terminal 2 edise America for say ne o ma create pseudo American base ewo Ghana no sikanu wa hin wono ti America obi aware mienu more than one obi aware dodoɔ wachi na tum say against the culture yempeni mfo sebi ebi jimi nti no mu pesika bi edi ewunti no yenton ye culture na yendi turumu anyesa America no won mauska na America o mayeska free how many bars of gold and omudi two private jet any private helicopters by the American government edi free Ghana every month omuka no kure mo do they tell you the truth? It's a muno American soldiers edu o my Ghana any American government edu o my Ghana o mo ka kire ye America wo ye bibi free maye enti yenton your culture na yen giturumu because of a poultry changer o mo de be maye abra ye wo all the mineral resources e o my Ghana nipa wo no promise ne nyame se obesi national cathedral no na tieni in Canada. As recent as 2018, 2 men were jailed for practicing polygamy. Nkrofo na omo si ye yendi turumu o Ghana because eye culture eye mrano. Ye culture obi mrofo ni bi practice enye bibini o omo kromfo practice aware dodo no o macho motum. They jailed them. They jailed them. And any fundamental human rights. And yet the fundamental human rights so be ware dodo. Wono no enye the fundamental human right. Na hwade bi wa ha. We susu ye ma menhwe iya no wan. Apart from we no Where so another 2 people were jailed in 2022. Back in 2018. In 2022. Almost ya jail almost for practicing polygamy. In Canada. And your violation of their fundamental human right. And your only right so betima ware dodo. But a right, yeah right is say mumu force mumu culture to us. Yeah worry dodo na yeah de bremo ne de mumu mpe. Against your rights. Against your laws. Yeno de mumfa muturu mu kankan no emfa mre ye because mu de mu kan eye because mu na mu representing nyame wasase so. Nti mu de mu be ka final. Now I'll come back to this. I'm in some idea. There is something I want to show you. Shiraj boss, a friend Joseph Akanjolenu Wital, one day the commissioner at Shiraj. One no any commissioner at Shiraj, Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. One also will protect your social life, Nkola rights, Emma rights, Mpenumfo rights, Emma right. Obia she papa we ase. Was I a lawyer? This man say the bill is unconstitutional. TNU, the bill is unconstitutional. Now let me show you something. This man has been occupying that office for years now. I think since 2018. And I said 20. Yeah, I think since 2018. We have bill ya pass o my Ghana, the Children's Act. Under the Children's Act, no. You pass the Children's Act, and you know, man we be 2 Children's Act for Ghana. Or occupy office, you know. Or occupy office, and you pass the Children's Act da. Man we ebe catch say Children's Act na a forbidden say so be nye heterosexual, which means so be a gay and a lesbian and any of those nonsense called that words in that community no. Now kono ko adopt to akwala yem fama no. So you have to be a heterogeneous to be permitted to adopt a child in Ghana. Mine say the entire bill is unconstitutional. TNU, we are loyal. But the Children's Act na ewo Ghana since under Kufuor ewo Ghana no say so obi a gay, obi a lesbian, obi a queer, obi a bisexual den. Oni hu kwan say obe adopt akwala wo man Ghana. We are lawyer for so many years. Bill now was say unconstitutional no. Such Children's Act no. Ya peja e dia be che bill nim e ka bill nim say obi a we homosexual and na we gay, lesbian, transgender one want me adopt akwala. The same existing bill any dia be che sa law no any dia be che bill nim. And so ka kire say the entire bill we no anti-LGBTQ bill is unconstitutional. What you are telling us is say the Children's Act now existed since Kufuor time no is unconstitutional because it is the same act and a law and they are pejane they are bill win. You see how foolish some of them are. He's supposed to protect the interests of kids. He's supposed to protect the interests of children. This same bill now and parliament passing now Akufo-Addo MPS be sign under the guidance and I said the advice of the finance minister Amin Adam any Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any finance ministry no. The criminal Criminal Act of Ghana 1960, section 29, unnatural carnal sex. Unnatural carnal sex has been with us since 1960. The Shraj boss no anka say unconstitutional, it is against the constitution. Yetamu ye de share bill we mu pe, the bill is unconstitutional. Bill no since 1960. Ya jail among for bebre under the bill. This man has become is a lawyer. This man has become the Shraj boss. The bill has been in existence since 1960. It's constitutional. Ye bill no ye part of the law no the same thing verbatim. Epeja ye free Criminal Act of Ghana 1960. Edibeshe bill nim bim. Pe adano unconstitutional. You see how foolish they are. Mean to save you because I am here. The laws already exist too. And no problem. Because a lacuna has been created. So they are going to use that channel to pass, to introduce or to force LGBTQ down our throats. It is the same now who said that avenues, you know, we are blocking all because our argument in say the Criminal Act of Ghana 1960, no, it doesn't specifically say L, now I explain G, now I explain B, now it doesn't say that. It says unnatural carnal sex. It afena yako further act no, edi abeshe bill we mu, na ya elaborating no. It has become unconstitutional. Unnatural carnal sex, anything ya obeya, enye the natural phenomena. And it's obada natural phenomena. And we are elaborating there on natural carnal sex, which is a law in Ghana since 1960. Law no it is not a problem. Yet tamu law no de bill nimpe unconstitutional. You see how stupid they think. We have the Marriage Act of Ghana. Juma say protective family values as a Shraj boss. The Marriage Act of Ghana say in Ghana no court shall bless a marriage or a union between a man and a man or a woman and a woman. And your problem. And you're unconstitutional. The law is there. The law has been existing since 1960. It has been amended several times in Ghana. And your problem. Yet tamu that law no edibe share this LGBTQ bill nimpe unconstitutional. This is stupidity. This is absurd. Eye Ghana mra bema no obema ntimi ware oba ni oba ntimi ware enye problem. Bill we na ye no yakotam the same law word for word e dia beshe bill ni ma afemu say bill ni unconstitutional. And then you call yourself a Shraj boss and a lawyer. Me didn't want you school bebrebe no sometimes say Jimmy yen. A Jimmy yen. Na hwe bibi. Na me try bibi wa ha. To all the proponents of this LGBT and our homosexuality in Ghana, including this man and the lawyers, one vested authority, Emma say, you can go publicly and tell people the constitutionality of something or otherwise. Say yaw, obia trane share, we trane boundary, we are trane boundary. It is not your job. It is not even the job of the parliament to tell us something is constitutional or unconstitutional, but rather the Supreme Court. Supreme Court no enya make a decision by virtue say we a lawyer, by virtue say we a parliamentarian, by virtue say stupidly you can on your fucking camera and be churning out gibberish, misinformation, disinformation. Also a camera no catch a man for say unconstitutional. Why the mouse had to me? Energy on news file last Saturday. MFA ask this professor, law professor B. A law professor or a professor. She's one of the advocates for this madness. How were you able to come to the conclusion say something is constitutional or unconstitutional? No, I didn't say it. But you just said it several times right here. No, we want to go to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to determine the constitutionality or otherwise of the bill. But you told us categorically, say it is unconstitutional. Not once, not twice. Ghana for mama yenye careful. Mama yenye very, very careful. Now, in Japan, in China, in Germany, South Korea, Mabube, and other countries are minimum. They have passed a bill and a law of one parent, one child. One parent, one child. Who more than one asama two. I don't know. I think Japan oma flexing kakra. I don't know. But I know say once upon a time Japan, Germany, China, and I think the Koreans before even they split it. Omo pass a law, one child, one parent. Is it not against fundamental human rights and freedom? You see how they introduce abortion. Because when you about that, definitely the results in this obenyim. When na dan kwa de na ohugire gina ho so kwa de obenyim. Ade be ya natural bia no mumumpe. Enti awufo bia no parent bia wo ba kope. Enye against the fundamental me pese me yesikani me pese me wo 10. There be a yemra. The US is not punishing them. Say their law, and I said their laws no ma passing for one child, one parent, one child. No, it's against fundamental human rights and freedom. Because omu be papa bidi. Yene here for with all the blessings I yankopon di amayo o mining. Until bende. Until they are going to force their stupid, foolish practices down our throats. Now, the Shraj boss, he's confused. He's confused. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He doesn't even know why he's occupying that space. So now he's telling us, say, homosexuals can adopt in Ghana against the laws. So now I work Ghana since 1960. He's telling us, say, homosexuals can get married in Ghana against the already existing laws because it's the same law. So when one casa office now occupy, he doesn't understand. When name the lawyer office war, it's not about say your lawyer. Well, your lawyer doesn't mean say he knows the law than anybody. Now, the former Deputy Attorney General to Akufo-Addo 2017-2020 advice Akufo-Addo momented okay penka. Oh, where's the video? Okay.
If you have stated that my brother Godfrey Dami has come out to say that he will not advise the president to assent
before the bill was passed.
Before it was passed. After it was passed, I don't know whether you've heard.
We are yet to hear his because he says he's yet to see it.
Yes.
And to advise.
So
the president has not received
the point that we have to make that is very clear is that it's a 275 member house, and I didn't hear any dissenting voice at least when the question was put. So the assumption fundamentally is that all 275 MPs accepted that it becomes law. And that means that it represents the aspirations of our people, because the 275...
Will the president assent to it, you'd say?
That I will not be able to make a definite
pronouncement. Would you advise he assents to it?
Because I'm not in a position to advise the president now, because I'm not his attorney general.
If you were.
It is his attorney general.
You are in the position
I will say that for now, the circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, he needs to assent to it.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances of the time.
Okay.
The circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, he needs to assent to it.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances of the time.
Okay.
For now, the circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, he needs to assent to it.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances of the time.
Okay.
For now, the circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, he needs to assent to it.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances of the time.
Okay.
So, we're a senior lawyer, one also. Between 2020 to 2017-2020, he is the Deputy Attorney General, the Chief Lawyer of the government. Was say, due to the circumstances I won't know, well, shall share with the CDC survey now, about 98% of Ghanaians are against it, 1.4%, 1.6% are in the middle, and then only 0.4% are in favor. No, due to those statistics, and the current brouhaha and I say view against about this whole issue, the president must assent to it for now. He is advising the president. Well, MPP. He is also a parliamentary candidate for the MPP in his constituency. Now, there is this argument. Let me try as much as possible to run through this, because me per se, me making sure say ma tackle all the arguments or moody babontia and make sense. The proponent of this homosexuality, LGBTQ, including their president Akufo-Addo in Ghana, their vice president Bawumia, their finance minister Dr. Amin, the ministers and the parliamentarians, and all the so-called intellectuals, they are making it say Ghana is a secular state. Secular state means Ghana obia betima yedi ope. Enter me say they are ignorant, but they don't want to accept that they are ignorant. They don't understand the constitution. They've not read it. They don't even understand the law. Many are called, but few are chosen. Obioho, yes, adiono wako wakura certificates, but wonim adiono. Ghana being America is a secular state, but you cannot practice homosexuality polygamy in America. You can't. America is a secular state, but you cannot practice prostitution in the open, because that is what someone believes in. America is a secular state. You cannot be going around killing people, committing murder, because that is what someone believe in. America is a secular state. You cannot be going around committing armed robbery, terrorizing people. So you can't say secular state. It is not unfettered. You can't say secular state. It doesn't mean say any madness you practice. It will say Ghana is a secular state. Ghana is a secular state. They don't understand. Ghana is a secular state in the context of the constitution. Ghana is a secular state in the framework of the constitution. Say you don't import foreign customs, any practices are a bit a bit destabilizing. And that is why I brought you all these provisions. Article 3 clause 345, Article 11 clause 345, Article 17 clause 1, 2, 3, 4, Article 21, Article 26 clause 2, Article 39 clause 1, 2, 3, 4. All these things, it is to tell you, sir, we are not living in a vacuum. You can't say secular state. We have laws that govern our secularity. And anything Article 39, Ekachira will say we are a secular state, but say all the foreign culture and our woody practices be ba na ebe say ye na. The parliament has been charged to pass bills and our laws, to enact laws to curtail that freedom now, and that practices now ebe say ye. This is simple. Until you Ghana is a secular state, it doesn't mean say kwasi asembia na wudi aba o mining. Ghana is a secular state. Allow people to be committing their armed robbery. Ghana is a secular state. Allow people to be practicing female genital mutilation. That is what other cultures believe in. Ghana is a secular state. Allow women to be doing their prostitution. Ghana is a secular state. Allow people to be selling their hard drugs, their cocaine, and allow them to be doing. Ghana is a secular state. Allow people yen treni pesu. Obi ko no oba koda na against the mumma yen twa omasu no yen fo mumfa hurem. This kind of absurdity nipa ntiase. Oh, Ghana is a secular state. Who told you America is not a secular state? More than 1% of Americans are Muslims, but polygamy is against the law. Who told you Britain is not a secular state? About 3.4 million Muslims in Britain, but it is against the law to practice polygamy. But who told you Britain, America is not a secular state? Who told you France is not a secular state? But polygamy is against the law over there. So what is this madness? Ghana is a secular state. Secular state for what? What do you understand by secularity? So I was two called to training. You uber two called to training because they say a secular state. How do you understand secularity? America is a secular state. Europe, France, Britain, but and other countries, but especially China and one. But go and look at the stringent policies of my passing against polygamy. Now, I will end on this. Let me I will end up. Before that, I just want to display the phone number. Phone number no for more. It is in red. Omuya omu say yemma bema ni bemanda ne yemma obani obanda. Bema ni bemanda no obani obanda. Are right? So me pese ye dwini bibi. This madness now must see so. Okay. The entire 195 countries in the world adhere to Bemani Bemanda Obani Obanda. They say me my worry me uncle Bema. But see a war no. Oba aware ni yonko ba. Wanu so si a war coin. In the next 20 years, in the next 50 years, in the next 100 years, your population, gradually, people and the existence of man is heading towards extinction. So, say nipani na ebesa in 100 years, 1,000 years to come. Nipa ben ebeba betina say I enjoy sa right na no musi enjoy ma for enjoy o right. Go bema ware bema, oba ware oba. Ye dey say ekosa in the next 500 years he na ewu obi ente wiase biom. Sa right na o musi o mu yema obi am practicing the right. The so called right. Why na betina asasi su a oba enjoy that right no. You see the stupidity. Womu kasa out of emotions, womu nyene. They just speak anyhow. Anyhow. na hwade bi wa ha. Last, I think I have to show you something before before I go to, okay. Where are they at to me on the 28th of February 2024, last week, 28th, and I have the report because Obama may report. Obi enim the way America how they will give you report and cite the reason. Where a minua car, minuano ye freno Amar omo kromo ebi anim no. Amar me kaso munim na woye malam o lidi prayers in various masjid ewo New York. Na we ayane car a taxi. Now the nature of a juma we yentino. Well, I was so quiet inspection. You know, yearly. You were 4 months inspection and Sunday we yearly. And 2 years. Wait 2 years. TLC. Until on the 28th, the inspection here numere. That time no so go we jumim. One time in fact car no nko. Me so that time no ma pon ejuma. E no ka kire me say was reme. Memfa car no nko inspection emma no. And I made the car no call inspection. TLC Queens. This car. Could you believe say TLC failed me? They failed to pass this car. Minimum reason. I have the report because we have to go back for the inspection bureau. No, and until I mean person me be out. They failed me, and the one of the pressing reason ya the mommy, important reason the mommy is say, welcome to Islam. Trouble, try prayer. Quran chapter 2 verse 49 or 46 is very small. And other side, you know, so I say there, in God we trust. The Quran chapter something. I must say, I should go and take all this off and come back. Plus another reason, yeah, and important, and come back for the inspection. And me na me wo but me ya say because I didn't know that is what is going to happen. Nanka was me dem phone to recording, nanka me record wo mo. Mrofu baku ye Jew e na o ma maka no ye mrofu nipa miensa mrofu mienu Jew baako. Asem o mo ka kire me ne say me nko yi why sa de we hu. You know why? O mo say number 1, it obstructs the driver's view. Me na me car no. And I mean you na car near ni dia no. One no complaining say it obstructs the view. But that is not the catch. So o can sa no. And I me catch and say, "Oh Debbie, you see the way I no in fin no, that is the view." And in change na a view. When it doesn't change, when no is strategically placed behind the seats. The seat headrest, you know, left and right, you know, into Islam no on the left one, and the other one you're on the right one behind the seat headrest, back seat, you know, and there one fin, you know, and also a form, and it doesn't cover the view of the driver to see from his back. The tosu biobo mukatre mene say. Everybody has the right to believe what he or she believes in. But you don't have the right to be imposing your belief system unto others. You don't have the right to be displaying what you believe into people's public space. Me count nine asama nkofo we catch me no on the 28th, and for that reason they failed me. And on my reports. Because the other reason is say, car seat, nkwala car seat, because nkwala car seat ewe chire ho. Enti minkoyi na car seat they say wa me car seat. But they were pissed. Say Minyano is advertising according to them in their stupid thinking. Minyano is advertising Islam. What they need chromosome no occupy their public space. One more de row one car and what they are tale chire and one complaining say he cannot see from his back. They gave me a report as to reason why they are failing me, because them say a car seat in Nkwa what can it ya car seat there. I want to make me car seat ne free ho. Na my them person we are the car seat ne same name ko. And yes sir. Wa drivers be brave dia ba omuka ba umbeyi nyoma good chain. Invest what's the name? Inspection now. No master nyoma good. So say a car seat there. How many minutes ne be take me to take the car seat? And yeah, no problem ne say. I didn't see the Minyano push chromosome into their into their space, private space. And for that reason, they failed us. But trumu ni die. And the Ufa school be a painting LGBTQ rainbow colors. Streets, musika kwa na ma painting for more in rainbow colors. Now, ma travel all the way from Europe, from America, from Canada, elsewhere. Mudi about Africa, air force. So you say, yenje trumundi. You are not forcing it down our throats. Mema to me America is a secular state too. Obi abet ma practice the opeo. Ka no ye dio. One fan ka no ko pemi ye ma un determine say. Sa stick away I bobo ka nechi no abstracting view and yet in the nimo nechi. But you are telling us say you failed us because everybody can practice what he or she believe in, but you don't have to force it in public space. But you can force us to accept homosexuality. You see why sometimes I get pissed? Because I take it too personal. 28th, I have the report. I have the picture on my phone. But because we will go back to the inspection, you know, and I mean, that's why I'm not putting it outside. But me and Kasano, I will send it to Sam George. Secular state now, modi bomb on Samrani now, modi bodam Ghana. Say Ghana is a secular, so be a bit more practice to open. America is a secular state. Car no your private car, it will be car, and yeah government car. A private entity there, and a juma, and no cry what the part-time work or on a juma or Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, they are calling any name inspection. You know, you are failing. No, simply because say. Welcome to Islam, Ebo Ichire. He is using it to indirectly convince people to come to Islam. America is not a secular state. America, and yes, secular state. Obi any right to be practice, the person practice it. The double standard. This bit, let me talk in Hausa. Wanga picture da kuke gani. Loren dan wana ne mai suna Ammar. On 28 February yana da zuwa inspection. to saboda aikin da yake yi bai yi ti don inspection na da dare ne she roki wanjin mai inspection na ce to ba laifi ni lokacin na zo gida na je mai na je da lorin ga in je in mai inspection suka fail lorin ga me yasa wai don abin da ya mammanda bayan lorin saboda bayan lorin ya manda welcome to Islam sanda zuwa cikin addinin musulunci ya zana wai kana samun kunci cikin rayuwa to ka ce ka yawanta addu'a ya kuma zana wai in God we trust bai ce Allah bo in God we trust shi kasan nan aka quote Qur'ani amma gaban gani yayi kankani wai saboda wanga abinda muka mammanda bayan lorin ga kowa na da anya yayi addinin da yake so American amma kaka doki addinin ka kana tusawa akidan ka kana son ka tusa cikin kullum mutane shi yasa mu je mu feed da staken ga akwai report da suka ban na bashi sun bani report da yake mun koma kuma inspection nan ya sa ban son display report for now sun zana abin da yasa because reason na biyu ne wai car seatin yara yana da yara seatin yara na cikin lori na cikin lorin shi yasa mu fite in wannan ne wajen nona yin fita yi inspection amma ba wannan ne masalan ba me yasa yake propagate addinin musulunci me yasa yake tallan addinin musulunci amma su sun zo wa mu zo mu karbi cin suliya cikin kasan mu Ghana I don't blame them ina blame manyan mu ne inda kwadai da walakanci kuma ina blame wadansu shugabannin mu da ba ku iya ku fito ku make bold decision kuna entertain irin wadanga aikin banza your silence means consent wanda abin da ake ta bakan fofin ga musulmai suka fito suka yi strong statement asan Christians suka fito suka yi strong statement traditional believers suka fito suka yi strong statement uku these three press statement uku ko parliament in Ghana ba abin da zai yi balle Akufo-Addo parliament in Ghana ba abin da zai yi balle Akufo-Addo su wane ne government mu ne ko yanga muka ga dama sha mu ce da Akufo-Addo ba mu son gari ya waye ya sauka ko yau muka ga dama sha mu ce da Akufo-Addo ba mu son gari ya waye shi kan mulki ya sauka amma an zo an zauna ana entertain ana samun dama a zauna kan kamera ma ana maganganun yawaita maganganun ke sa hankalin mutane ba na zuwa kai garin ga da ba su son a yi aure biyu baka da dama ka yi maganar aure biyu da ba su son a yi aure biyu kai da kai ka gwada ma alaman kana son lamarin aure biyu an kama ka kulle to me yasa mu ba mu son namije na mace amma sha ce wai gari da wa a bada dama ana maganan shi kan social media a bada dama ana maganan shi kan TV kan na'ura me yasa wanga abu duka saboda Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia yana da ra'ayi da a bar waɗannan aikin banza ya go on me yasa saboda suna support MPP government yes suna support MPP government saboda Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia ya gaya muna in suka zo power gwamnati bai ni da je yi rance ko ina kai yi rance kudin nan na Ghana yana Ghana no cikin Bank of Ghana amma yau an zo an ce muna kaman a'a in Akufo-Addo ya sign abin nan in Akufo-Addo ya sign wannan abin nan kudin da Bank of Ghana ke nema ko gwamnatin Akufo-Addo ke nema a doki a tafiyar da lamarin garin nan ba samu wajen turawa mantawa kuma cewa sun manta kaman Bawumia ce mu da ba mu ni da mu je mu yi rance Shesa, when it comes to our financial policies, decision making, when it comes to our finances, Bawumia the finance minister suke magana so advise president. Akun ga dalilin ne yasa nace Bawumia yana support kenan. Me yasa mukaddara yan genga da su ba mu kudi. To in baka cin farako ka sha miyan farako. In baka cin farako ka sha miyan farako. Yanzu kudin yangen nan da doki a tafiyar da lamarin garin nan ba shi kenan Bawumia ke gira ba. Bai muna karya cewa kamar akwai kudi cikin Ghana ba mu ni mu yi rance ba. Bai muna karya ba. Me yasa dai ba ku mamaki har yau Bawumia ya kasa fito ya ce kamar shi wannan abu bai so aikin banza ne. Me yasa? Amma John Dramani Mahama ya fito yayi magana. Wani ya yanka wuyan shi. In za yi magana she ka samu wadansu jahilai tunda Akufo-Addo ya fadi she yasa it means kaman Bawumia ya fadi aikin banza ne. Maganan banza ne. Akufo-Addo ya zauna international world ya gaya da duniya kaman aikin banzan ga cin suliyan ga lokaci kadan ya zama doka Ghana mun yi. Shi yasa mu kuma ce kaman wannan abin da Akufo-Addo ya fadin nan Bawumia kuma na support ko. Wannan abin da Akufo-Addo ya fadin nan mu ce Bawumia na support ko. Even though Akufo-Addo na aiki direct under the office of Bawumia na aiki direct under the office of Akufo-Addo. Amma Bawumia yana zaman kanshi ne akan wani anya saboda yau Akufo-Addo ko ya shage wake bai kori Bawumia. Even though fuskan Bawumia ba shi kan ballot, amma Bawumia da Akufo-Addo suka make one ticket aka elections. Shi yasa masu bin siyasa ku bar mu fahimci wannan da kyau. Bawumia na farko wajibi ne akan shi ya faranta da musulmai rai. Na biyu wajibi ne akan shi ya faranta da mutanen kasa rai kaman bai inkari ko bai goyon bayan wannan aikin banza. Saboda kamar yadda muka gwada muku provisions of the constitution da dama which is against wannan aikin banza. Shi yasa Akufo-Addo ya ce he is in support, Bawumia ya ce he is against. Akufo-Addo ya ce he is against, Bawumia ya ce he is in support. Ba wai don ba muna nan ga pass e-levy ba. E-levy na parliament yana court. Akufo-Addo ya je ya accent to e-levy bill ya zama law. Sakaran jeje ga ba fita na ce mana kaman Bawumia doesn't support ba. In dai kome Akufo-Addo ya fadi duka Bawumia automatically Bawumia na support. To ya yau kuke fita kuke ce muna kaman e-levy da aka pass nan Bawumia was against it. Tabka da warwaya kenan. Ko tabka da rairaya ake cewa ne. Yau in kuka fadi wani abu daban gobe she ku zo kuna son ku juya. E-levy da aka pass Bawumia bai yi magana ba. Muka ce Bawumia ya san da zama aka pass. Sakaran jejen ga da ya zama flag bearer kun fito kuna ga mu da kaman Bawumia bai support ba. Amma Akufo-Addo ya support amma Bawumia bai support ba. So an riga da juna. Amma ya kai wajen LGBTQ Akufo-Addo na support Bawumia ya zo ya bada magana ko ce kai yayi magana tunda Akufo-Addo yayi magana da final. Amma e-levy de Bawumia bai support ba Akufo-Addo ya support. Amma wajen LGBTQ Akufo-Addo ne maybe tunda Akufo-Addo ya ce bai support de Bawumia kuma bai support. This is contradictory. Shi yasa Bawumia the current finance minister Dr. Amin Adam su suka ba Akufo-Addo shawara kai ya sign bilin nan. In ya sign bilin nan kudin da yancin suliya da ke kasan waje turawa da su ba mu kasan Ghana ba mu samu. Shi yasa asirin shi ya tonu da yi da ganiyan Ghana karya kaman in suka zo power ba mu need mu je mu yi rance wajen turawa because me kudin nan duka na Ghana cikin Bank of Ghana. Now Akufo-Addo yayi wani abin ga ku bari doki 5 minutes in clear yayi very very important. In ji Akufo-Addo wai ya samu labari ya very very important ka ku damu na san na jimawa ma ka ku damu ya very important because ya tin clear wadanga misconceptions duka inja Akufo-Addo sorry mama min katwi Akufo-Addo say mahu bill no Akufo-Addo say enra Akufo-Addo ejina Ghana fu enim e ka kire Ghana fu say enya ade a obesan bill no na ninjina so nyina ne say obi di bill no a parliament a pass no ye na ye parliament because 275 parliamentarians on consensus basis unanimously and a pass bill no when the speaker said those who are against should say no, nobody said no. So unanimously, the 275 parliamentarians and a pass which the Supreme Court has no option than to append or than to support that passage. You know, we are here, and it will happen. Akufo-Addo say obey the bill now court. Enra on the 4th of February 2024. Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, stood on national media to tell the entire nation and the international community say he is not going to assent to the bill simply because say obi di court. So let's all fold our arms and wait for the verdict from the Supreme Court to either the constitutionality or otherwise of the bill. And no my boy my explain ni natural modada. But we were here. E-Levy Haruna Idrisu, the former minority leader, took E-Levy to court before Akufo-Addo assent to the bill to pass into law. I didn't think Akufo-Addo one chairman Supreme Court to know and pass a judgment on E-Levy, and then he went ahead to assent to the E-Levy bill because Haruna Idrisu took it to court. Till date, it has not been determined. E-Levy was sent to the Supreme Court. Akufo-Addo went ahead to assent to the bill to pass to become law. So today, Akufo-Addo is telling us, say, there be munya abotre Ghana for enya dia me sign because obi the bill now court. Let me tell you, say Akufo-Addo himself, if he's not a gay, then one of his ministers, some about video be is one of his brothers and cousins. Na tieni hwade bi wa ha. Akufo-Addo when lawyer. He is not a lawyer. He is just an imposter. Everybody knows. Since day one Akufo-Addo a president, he has been violating portions of the constitution every single time. Hwade bi wa ha. Article 106 of the constitution. Mode of exercising legislative power. You read clause 1, 2, 3 up to clause 6. Clause 7. Where a bill is passed by parliament, is presented to the president for assent or for assent, he shall signify within 7 days after the a typo after he refuses to assent to the bill, unless the bill has been referred by the president to the Council of State under Article 90 of this constitution. So Article 90 say before constitution the Council of State and advise the president. And it say bill be by president table so and a desk so the president has to assent to the bill within 7 days. So within 7 days, one sign, he has two options. It's either say he is making some recommendations, say young course aside these portions of the bill, and now say within that 7 days, what the bill the Common Council of State said they should advise him on. B. Where the president refuses to assent to the bill, he shall within 14 days after the refusal, and then I. So, the president, after 7 days no say one sign anampo say one bill now commerce the Council of State for advice there. Within 14 days, I was set what white paper. Now what the my parliament. Now what throw mu the entire one sign. Tieni. But be no constitution aka say bill be eba was desk so. Na say obi the bill no echo court a men sign. Twɛn ma court ni nwie ansa na wakɔ sign. Ono Akufo-Addo no, one why he is a law on his own. He is a constitution on his own. He abrogates, suspend, or overthrow the constitution however he wants. So at this moment here, Akufo-Addo has only one option. He should either sign or refuse so that it conforms with the constitution. But you cannot tell us, because the bill na ako obi the bill no ako Supreme Court ntino enti won sign who try say Supreme Court no pass judgment we are and sign na wa be sign. Number 1, identity the e-levy one try am Supreme Court am pass law no and undetermined case no and sign na wo sign. Number 2, and he in the constitution the car say if the bill is presented to you, pass the refuse to pass the bill so far as you are in the known and you are aware say obi the bill now go Supreme Court. And number 3, could you believe say Enra Akufo-Addo ejina bonim na no wo twa montro ni na no no obi amfa case ni nko court. Could you believe say Nana Addo Akufo-Addo on the 4th of February, sorry, on the 4th of March 2024 catch Ghana for say one sign catch international community say one sign if he say obi the case in our court Supreme Court no wabua enne anopay Mami Elaje no. I want you to see. And now no pay just look up on the top right corner. In the stamp. She stamp in him. She date. Supreme Court stamp no. She date. 5th March 2024. The 5th can never be month because we are not in May. In Ghana, we start with day, month, and year. Ghana, we start with day, month, and year. American is starting with month, day, and year. And no obidi case no ako courts. So anyone now Akufo-Addo say he is aware say obidi case na ako court no wabua. This is to tell you say MPP under the auspices or the leadership of Bawumia, Akufo-Addo and Amin Anta, the finance minister, current finance minister, they are the sponsors of those going to court to injunct the LGBTQ bill. Because anyone who yamfa question court, Supreme Court has no official documents. Akufo-Addo katra say obi the case na court. Obi amfa case in court. And name a case na court. So then Akufo-Addo nim say obi the case na court. Because it wasn't official. Say your speculation krana, you cannot base on your speculation to make a determination which in any case is against the constitution. Because Article 106 say you have within 7 days to sign. You have within 14 days to tell the reason why you are not going to sign. You know why? Because already Omakatre Obi say one for case in court. It anyone no work asano. He wasn't briefed say ne pakroni nyam for case in court. He wasn't briefed. So all he knew, he said, case in the court. That's all he knew. The case is in court. And he has confidently come out publicly to tell Ghanaians, he said, my young ma yen kasa hu bebre yen twan ma court ni determine which is against article 106. But in any case Kurano, Wabua, he lied. The case was not in court. The case was filed in court this morning. So Enrano and he no nya say the case has been filed to come and tell the people. This is Akufo-Addo wo si asori dai amani nyame. You know why? Because he cannot go through his Attorney General Godfrey Dame anymore, because Godfrey Dame is on record at the committee, parliamentary committee, say all the necessary amendments are and the current state of the bill no satisfy every portion of the constitution. So he has given his green light. So what they started, they said they use Afenyomakin. Afenyomakin failed. Now they are going through the back door, their usual way, the courts. But the president being childish and being naive and being ignorant, and being an advocate of LGBTQ in Ghana, which is against the constitution now, a mania president, he came out to tell Ghanaians to say, "Mean sign." Now the entire mean sign they say, "Obi the case in our courts." Obi asun for case in court. Even though asam kra okan ye no kra ni nya no kre against the constitution, but was obi the case in our court enra into one sign. Meanwhile enne obi the case in our court. Enna ye ka say enne obi the case no akọ court. And today. So enra when a man is information he say Kate has been filed in court. Because I want to say, prior to 2020 election, 4 million euros was given to MPP Bawumia Akufo-Addo for their campaign in exchange of our customs, i.e., for him to ensure, say, LGBTQ bill does not see the light of day. The bill. So assented to it law, he has to cough the European Union their 4 million euros and give it back to them. So he would do every single thing possible until 7th December, 7th January, I will hand you over. No, Johnny call. Trum. Omubisana was so send me sign and your law. Meme call the Mahama best sign until you cannot take your money back. So now a delay tactics. After your marking fail, now they are going through the court. But because Yanko Pompe say, "Wo go minimasi," Yanko Pompe say, "Omo obi awu say Akufo-Addo won sum no. Akufo-Addo won nyame bia wono wo sum na nya wono yawe." Enti wo gu Akufo-Addo animasi a kire Ganafo. Enti opia Akufo-Addo because wo ya obi otwa ntoro dada. Opia ne tuko mane ba katre enwa say. And yeah, dear, we sign bill no, because the bill has been taken to the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the bill was not even yet filed at the Supreme Court. The bill was filed this morning. Ghana for. This is what we are dealing with today. This is what we are dealing with today. Akufo-Addo is a mess that we have to solve or clean up. Somesha. Wabe dane nsoshe ewe yoso. Ewe se ye solve. This is Akufo-Addo. I am old. I cannot steal your money. I cannot do that. This time try me. No government is promised 2 terms. Try me. Now he has become trial unto us. Me am also from Mr. Article. I hope say we were able to deal with most of the fears or the concerns Ghana for be raising. Open so for a bit my friend the phone line now it was screen so no. +1 347472960 WhatsApp call. Opeso fra obetima free. Na ya kasa kakre bi na ma end the program. Yeah, muso from start.
Politicians there, they are no yet there. Honestly, and tokwa isi wo Ghana nyina na amansani nyina nye obi ana de bawo. Enema mienu. Ohia any politicians. Asemba ko obeka wo tekrema so no e chense kan. I want to tell you, do your politics well. Don't let politicians deceive you. Muhu yesi ya wono wani eji echinji ya yanku ntokwa o. Ye wi a ye frustra ko numti nam ne ye wi. Mu ana moto.
So as I said, opeso fra bit my friend watch the word in few minutes. In a minute or two, see I know bia dia will end the program now. We call it a day on the me patch and also a adebia was some motion in some yeah. So don't worry, Kasamba some be some call me ba ma in your koyi karatu nanga ya kare zo yace kaman wai shi yaje koyi a kun san saurayi mu kuma mun san komin yayi dai da ikon Allah in ba ka aje girman kanka ba kullun ka zo ku koyi abu wajen mu insha Allah sai sa jama'a abinda akwai kenan akufado ba zai abin da zai pass wannan doka zai yadda akufado in Bawumia zama president to ku tabbatar Ghana cin suliya ya dawwama yes wasu mun yadda kaban inji so komai akufado ya fadi duka kankan Bawumia ya fadi inji su yasa 11 nan Bawumia ya ce da akufado ya sign mu yadda kan wannan ba ku ce muna 11 dai Bawumia bai yadda ba amma dai yancin suliya dai Bawumia ya yadda hankali bai doka bai make sense aha shi yasa akufado yayi da kowa karya ya rudi kowa akufado ba mutumin kirki bane akufado mayaudari ne akufado makaryaci ne akufado mutun ne da bai kamata ana jin shi da kunni ta basira ba never saboda dokan Ghana abinda doka ke fadi daban abinda akufado ke yi kuma daban doka bai cewa kaman in aka pass doka parliament na representing mu in aka pass doka don wai bai sign ya bar kun san kaman wai shi bai sign me yasa saboda wani ya doki dokan cin suliyan da parliament suka pass nan wani ya doki ya kai court shi yasa mu gira she court ya gwada ya yanka hukunci tukun shi dai sign in court ya ce ba daidai bane bai sign amma court ya ce daidai ne ya sign mun ga ya muku akufado ba alkali bane mun gwada muku evidence da yawa ba alkali bane bai je school alkalai ba yana yaro daga Britain akwai abin da muke kira paralegal yana office lawyers ne yana gaggama musu takadduna da ababa to lokacin nan Britain sun pass wani doka ne in ka yi paralegal ne ka wani lokaci akwai wani certification da ake baka in ka zana in ka abin ga akwai wani certification da ake baka irin shaka bashi ya gudu ya zo Ghana wai shi lawyer ne amma akufado ba lawyer bane akufado bai da dan talikin da dace shi suka zauna class guda suka je suka koyi law akufado ba lawyer bane shi yasa akufado bai san law ba inda ya san law da wanga magana da bai fadi me yasa ba da jimawa ba ka pass 11 nan da suka ce sun pass parliament Aruna Idrisu da NDC suka je da maganar nan court akufado bai gira Supreme Court ya yanke hukunci bu she ya sai takadan ya zama doka kuna biyan 11 Ghana to me yasa yau za pass doka parliament ka sign she ka ce ba ka sign kana gira she Supreme Court ya bada hukunci tukunna number 1 number 2 akufado da yazo yayi wanga magana jiya abin ga March 4th 2024 ga kariya yayi saboda jiyan nan da yace wai an kai maganar nan courtun nan kariya ne jiyan nan ba kai maganar court ba saboda maganar nan yau aka kai court yau aka kai maganar nan court ga takadan in ka duba cikin stamp nan kun ga cikin stamp nan an zana 5th March 2024 yau to jiya da Akufo-Addo ya ce wa an kai maganan nan court nan shi sa bai sign takadan nan wa ya kai maganan court jiya tankan abinda Akufo-Addo ke fadin ga Bawumia ya support kenan Akufo-Addo bai sign hana cin suli ya gana tankan Bawumia ya support saboda an bari mun san kamar 11 nan da Akufo-Addo ya ce ya support nan Bawumia bai support ba amma da aka ce muna kamar Akufo-Addo ya ce wai shi bai support cin suliya in ji wasu tankan in Bawumia ma bai yi magana ba ma tankan tunda Akufo-Addo ya fadi kaman Bawumia no ya fadi amma da ya kai E-levy shaka ce muna Akufo-Addo dai yana son E-levy amma Bawumia bai son E-levy shi yasa yanzu mu yadda kaman karyan da Akufo-Addo ya zo muna kaman an kai maganar nan court jiya shi yasa bai sai takadan nan Bawumia kuma ya muna karya kenan tunda komai Akufo-Addo ya fadi duka Bawumia na support in ji ku jiya nan da Akufo-Addo ya fadi maganar nan duka karya ne ba kai maganar court ba yau 5th aka kai maganar court now in kuka duba kuma ba inda dokan Ghana ya ce kaman in aka pass bill she bailin nan parliament ya pass bill shaka kawo da president ya sign in wani ya doki bailin nan ya kai court president kai sign she ya gira court ya kare abin ga cin shari'a tukunnen ya sign ba gaskiya bane ba doka bane kana sign ko me wani ya je kai daga baya an take care of it shi yasa doka ya gaya mai naga kawo mai bill cikin kwana 7 ya sai dokan ko kuma ya doki dokan nan ya kai ya ba council of state su ba shi shawara amma in dai ya make mind shi kaman bai sai cikin 7 kwana 14 ya zana takada ya ba parliament ya gwada musu abin da yasa yace bai sai to da yake bai yi wannan saboda lawyer government bi ma'ana attorney general Godfrey Dame yana ciki aka yi all the necessary abin ga corrections da aka yi gyaran da za a yi da bilin duka all the abin ga objections da yau suke raising ga duka an address shi afenyo makin da yazo yana wawanci yana kuwan ga duka ai yana cikin committee nan me yasa bai raise wadannan abin ga concern committee ba saboda me yasa an tun raise wadannan concern an magance shi amma saboda sun karbi kudin yan turai kafin a yi election 2020 suka yi campaign suka exchange mu ta al'adarmu cewa kaman ba su pass under their government 4 billion euros in suka riga suka pass sun biya wannan kudi shi yasa sun yi ko me da su yi possible su make sure kaman ba su pass ba har su fita kan mulki in ji dokan waga kawo bill Akufo-Addo ya sign cikin kwana 7 in bai sign cikin kwana 12 ya bar parliament su abin da yasa bai sign bai da reason da yasa dai hana shi sign shi yasa shi ya tura mutane wa kai maganan court to da yake Allah na so ya tona musu asiri ya tona da shi da Bawumia da current finance minister Amin anta asiri shi jiya Akufo-Addo ya zo da mutane karya kamar wan kai maganan court jiya shi yasa bai sign bi ma'ana jiyan nan kuma jiyan nan ba kai court ba yau aka kai maganan court yasa jiyan na ya biya san kamar an kai maganan Supreme Court shi yasa bai sign from Bawumia to Dr. Amin Adam current finance minister da Akufo-Addo sun sai da mutuncin mu sun ba yancin suliya kasan waje wanga ba mutanen da ya kamata a ji su da kudi ta basira bane Akufo-Addo akwai doka Bawumia akwai doka Amin Adam akwai doka su suka ba Akufo-Addo shawara kai sai ya violate dokan kasa saboda kudin da su da suka karbi wajen yancin suliya kasan waje da kuma kudin da su da su karbi su ci ba su taimaka da mutanen kasa ba shi yasa rashin Akufo-Addo ya ce wa bai sa yinga na farko yayi da mutanen kasa karya na biyu Bawumia da Dr. Amin Adam su suka bashi shawara kaman kai sai na uku Bawumia Akufo-Addo Bawumia da Dr. Adam Amin sun karyata da dokan kasan Ghana ko sun butulce da dokan kasan Ghana in disguise of su suna batun su protect So now but to economy ni. The economy, the president, the vice president, the finance minister that been there kulishiwa denga mutani duka. The kuma cultural belief system munanduka. Abin da ya tattalin su duka ya kawo su duka waje guda ya ba su doka ko dama ne constitution. So that baka ka ce min saboda economy da kudin da wani zai baka kai ka sustain economy nan ka overthrow portion of the constitution that can protect cultural belief system, the customary lifestyle ko laws. It's against the constitution. Jama'a ni ne na ku bi suna Shafiq Suleiman mai lakari ko social media Mr. Haraka na bar ku nan ga insha Allah an Allah ya da mun zo mu samu ganawa da ku ba da jimawa ba insha Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Ghana for Musufu Mr. Haraka. I hope say ye da ya tebe sunya bibi kakrai ne. So don't get confused. We'll be able to at least cover most of the frequent questions, QAs, questions are airbar, and I are providing most of the answers, to the questions, the major ones, and do not get confused by the lies they are spewing in public domain. We are not going to accept it. We are not going to succumb to their pressures. Ghana is a sovereign country, and we intend to live as such. We want our political and economic freedom, and we are going to make sure we advocate for that. We are not against whatever they do in their country. They should not force whatever they believe in down our throat in our country. We are not going to second to that. So let everybody know, say, Bawumia, Amin, Adam, Akufo-Addo, they support homosexuality. So they are the enemy of the state because they are against the constitution. Me am from Mr. Haraka Mudumbesia, yamepa yabeba ne ma betwetwe komo makramo.
Wo de wa no fe fire ho. Wo to ye mrade, isa ye ma otumia, o meyi mu beye de. Ya brabo beye fe. Ne nupe, no ama ya pa be. Ye bie ye pro hiama ya kwa be. Papa wo sikanso, ni medi hia o. Oko jesi chana wa breye mponyo no. Amemu oboni esi konto bo hini. Ye hu fi tempo a ye se koko. Ona wo beka semno ya hye won funu mu ma. Timemu fu na ye pray. Dollar bako, sidi timinto. Drobo aye den, driver timinto. Ye di fo kwan so a won timinko. Kakra ye bedie su boys timinto e. Kenye sambi na manmo. Kwesi eya re hunyum bina hashe makume mu mama. Ye. Enyo do hunyum na mitwo. Kwesi eya re hunyum bina hashe makume mu ma. Da.
Ye, kata ti she, any broye. Umrebe so ye betu use by re. Mudi ye din, koje besia. Na moni mabusia fu abeche.
Ye kwai no nya wo se ye ka na enye. Ma ye ka ne a wo se kwada nu suya de ye. Enti wo refi se su ku dan no ebubu. Yeah. You belly fool where they kill you. So corruption and dirty games. And my own refi se emri ye ninka so. Yeah. Now we say wo ye swap for. Ebu wo ye kandi ni ya na mo si for. But since the day you can hold rumble, who so they will buy a be set up for. And you don't who you na me too. Ara who you be na share my mama. Yeah. Yeah, tennis yo. Yeah, that will come. A drop one, grab and timinto. Yeah, yes, you could so yeah, you man yo. Yeah, number sabasa. Baby say you shoot yo. Yeah, so. Tantini and Timindi, oh, Mom Peppy, yeah.